Good morning, everybody. You're welcome to another interesting episode of Just a Chat. It's been an amazing time, and I'm super excited because today I have my two amazing people here sitting with me. And let me start with my left here. I have no one but Auntie Vicky. No, she said she don't call her Auntie Vicky again, but you know, once an auntie, you are forever an auntie to me. So, okay, let me welcome Vicky in the house. You're welcome. So, Happy New Year. You're coming for the first time this year. So, good to see you. Yeah, so just wish our guests Happy New Year. And the fan of Auntie Vicky. Somebody said, I like that woman that she just used to give it back, but she doesn't miss her words, you know. So, you know, people are really watching. People that you think they don't know what is happening, they learn a lot. You know, you might think you don't know some things, but a lot of people are learning from all these things we're doing, and that's why we are not going to stop at all. So you're welcome. Good to have you. And also on my right hand here, I have a very wonderful friend. You know, how many years now? Is more than 10. No, when did I get married? I got married 13 years ago. And that was the last time we met. 13 years ago when we were doing our masters at University of Ibadan. Now, purpose has brought us together again. So I have with me here Tayo Irotiola, Mrs. Tayo Irotiola.
Thank you. I'm so glad to be here.
Yes, I'm going to read your profile, but before then, let me just try and share the link so that I can forward the link to our followers on Instagram and on WhatsApp, other social media platforms. Yes. The link. Okay. On WhatsApp. Sir, is the link on? The link. I want the link.
You're live.
I'm live.
Yes.
Okay, I don't mind. Just 2 minutes. Okay. Okay, I would just like to share it. Okay. Let me just stop it. So you just help me share it. So tell me that should I cut? Will you cut and start again? That, or how am I going to do it? So maybe you just take the phone off and you help me share it on my story. Okay.
Just continue. People can watch it.
Okay. Okay. Don't worry. All right, let me do another proper introduction again because of our people watching us on Instagram. Good morning, everybody. You're welcome to another episode of Just a Chat with Bunmi Alabi. I'm super excited today because I have my amazing ladies here to join me. And on my left here, I have Vicky in the house. Vicky, you're welcome.
Thank you. Happy New Year, everybody. Good to be in the house.
Good to be in the house once again. Yes, you're welcome. So how has it been? Has been the holiday, the festive period? Good to have you around. Then on my right hand here, I have my amazing friend here, long-time friend, you know, from the undergraduate day to master's day, you know, she's been my friend. You know, she's one that always calls me Tommy, and whenever she calls me that name, you know, it makes me feel special. That yes, my favorite name. She called me Tommy. When she was coming, she just called me Tommy. I said it's been a long time that somebody called me that name, so I know that it is only Tayo that can call me Tommy. So I'm glad to have Tayo Irotiola in the house today, joining me.
Good afternoon. I'm
We are
so
both
excited.
industrial chemist, turned pastor, turned child minister, Marathon HR. I'm super excited to have you around. Honestly, I'm so excited. That's why they say your purpose will bring you together, no matter how far you've gone, you know, as friends. Our whole, even though we parted ways a long time, but purpose is bringing us together again. And I'm excited. I'm happy for you to honor this invitation. I know it's not easy for you, but I really celebrate you a lot. So good to have you once again.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm so happy to be here.
So how has been life generally for the past 13 years that you Tayo, so first of all, I first told you something that we should not tell somebody that is too fat. But Tayo, I never believed that you can really add flesh. Like Tayo used to be very, very slim.
Used to be very thin.
Very slim. Occupied to
thank
Jesus
you.
Christ.
You understand.
Kudos to Mr. Ironsola. You are really doing great work. You are doing amazing work. Good to have you. So
Thank
family
you.
setting.
We are
I'm just so happy that's for what you're doing, honestly, because you know, family, anybody that has the calling of family, of parenting, you know, is a very, very great task to do. And I really appreciate it. So what even led you to
Okay,
do
I
that?
think majorly is passion. Then, let me just put passion by the side. When I had my first child, I think, like going to 11 years ago, I just had it in mind that I wanted to do something different. And so I went online. My husband too, as it was her way, we brought out, we print out materials, books. I bought books. I just wanted to do something different from where I'm coming from. I want to have a better outlook. I want to have a better child. I want to have better children. So because of that, I keep searching. In fact, I have a lot of parenting books.
You were just,
I was just doing it for
curiosity.
my own thing.
Wow.
Sincerely, I wasn't doing it for ministry. I was doing it for my own thing, just to have a better future, because I believe children are our future. So it's whatever you invest right now, that's what you reap later. So I was just doing my own thing before come to ministry, before I had the call of God, and because my husband was like, you have passion about this thing, why don't you, then you like, you have, so you read a lot, why don't you share it? You don't just
other people
absorb, you need to share with other people, and you raise community, and that is how a society is raised.
Wow. Well, let me just read Tayo's profile too, so that you can know her and know what she does. And I will encourage you to just follow her page straight away. The Kingdom Parenting on Facebook. The Kingdom Parenting. Please, you have to put your face there. I don't like all those baby pictures that you put in there.
Because it's for children, so we really need to
let your face be there. You can even snap a picture with children gathering around you, but let your face be there. Yeah, let me read her profile briefly. Olabisi Alabi is a Christian educator and counselor passionate about women and children. She's the founder of Kingdom Parenting, a Christian group wherein parents are counseled on how to raise children. Her motivational writings on social media have endeared her to many people. She has had the opportunity to teach at different Christian fora. By the grace of God, she has worked in various national and multinational organizations where she has honed her skills. She's a trained pastor from the Baptist College of Theology, Lagos, and has other degrees from the University of Ibadan and Ilorin. Also, she has been trained by Customer, First UK, Winbox Consulting Daystar Leadership Academy, amongst others. I know it is more than this, but please help me celebrate her once again. I celebrate you greatly.
Thank you.
Yes, so let's go to the purpose why we are here. You know, since we brought you here as somebody who is experienced, who is vast in parenting in 21st century, you know, there are a lot of things that have really changed. And you know, as a parent, if you don't change, as a system change along the way your children, if you don't flow along with the trend, you don't grow with them, you'll be outdated. And they'll just trash you, they'll just throw it behind. You know, you don't know the latest things, you are not on social media as a parent, you don't know the app your children are on, you don't know what is trending. You know, a lot of things are online, and that we really need to know that, okay, the world we are in now is a technology world, as a lot of things happen there, and if you don't really know how to curtail these children, you know, you don't know how to just put a caution, set a healthy boundary, you know, they might lose out of it. So I think that's what we really want to discuss here. Children, exposing them to gadgets. We talk about how parents can really help them, because the social media is a very large world whereby you can't really predict what the site and what they are doing online. So let's talk about even exposing children to gadgets. How early is early? Is too early? Shay, we should start with you before we come to our guest. How early is too early? to give a child, maybe allow them get some gadget and.
Now, the truth about this thing is, I think first of all, before you want to talk about how early you want to give your child a gadget, you must first of all understand that there are pitfalls of these things when you hand them over to children. Now, if I look at a certain age and I say, okay, fine, if I talk to this person or I try to control this person or balance an issue, will this child be enough? I mean, will she be able to, or he or she be able to adapt? Just like, okay, for example, now, when you talk about the pitfalls of these things, those are the problems, the side effects of all those things. Okay, let me, for example, sleep disorder. A child of 1 year, you give that child a gadget and you say, watch, the child gets addicted at a tender age. Now, the thing would disrupt the sleep of that child, which can amount to so many things. So I think when you want to give your child a gadget, you will look at the age of that child. I'm not against you giving children because it has its side effects, it has its advantages and disadvantages. But you must be able to balance up the two. And as parents, you must be willing to spend time with these kids. So if you're giving your child, a 1-year-old child that does not even know how to don't, how do you want to control that child? So for me, I'm thinking for a child 10 years above, you can, but you must be able to, you must have started educating that child about some certain things. Bearing in mind that technology starts from us. It doesn't have to be the video, your phone, what you give out to your child, will help that child understand some certain things. So I'm not against it, but we need to also learn to balance that. Look, my child must get to a certain age to be able to understand there are effects, side effects, and good effects to this thing before I am willing to.
Okay, I think we'll have to come back to that. But I would like somebody behind the camera to help us check the Instagram. Maybe some people are trying to say it's not clear, or maybe the audio, I don't know what is actually happening. Maybe they can just help us check on Instagram what is happening here. I think they are giving a comment on Instagram. Perhaps it's not clear. So maybe it's the sound, or I don't know. Please, somebody should just help us check this. All right, we're coming back to that age restriction. But what I actually meant is, like, okay, let's streamline the gadget now, like phone. You understand? There are some people that will say, okay, once your child is a certain age, you give them phone so that, it helps you to monitor them and stuff like that too, so that in case there is an emergency, they can just call you. But we'll come back to that. Olamitayo, let's talk about.
Before we move on, sorry for interrupting. Right. For the age, I would like to say, when we talk about gadgets, we're talking about your televisions, we're talking about your phones, your iPad and everything. So when you talk about age, according to research, children less than 2 years should not even have anything to do with gadgets at all. According to research. Now,
so even watching
television, children less than 2 years. I know that we use it as bailout, so that they won't disturb us. To hold them. The unfortunate part of it is that even crèches and all of them, they are using it. Even schools that are supposed to know better. So you find out that, because I remember while I was looking for crèche for my children, I got to a crèche and all they do is they sit, they give them what's it called, and sit down and they watch it from A to Z. So we must have it at the back of our mind that once the child is less than 2 years, they don't have anything to do with screen, because we must understand that. We must understand the reason, like you said, the pitfalls, the side effects of these things. And so when we know the whys, when we know that these things, when we know the whys, like I said, we allow us to stand firm on what is right. You understand? And when you talk about gadgets, for me, before you can give your child gadgets, I'm saying it for me, 18 years.
18 years.
Yes, I know that's why I said for me, you can give them phone in order to communicate. Exactly. My children, there was a time we were using landline for them at home. At a point when it got spoiled, we bought small phone, these techno, I think we bought it for 5 or 10,000 that they can just use to call. And that is what I have with them at home right now. So they can reach me.
Exactly.
That doesn't mean that they should not see. When children, when we say that, okay, this 21st century, I want to expose them to technology, we are not actually exposing them. What we are doing is that they watch cartoon. It's cartoon technology. It's not, that is what they do. They play games. That is what they do.
Exactly.
So it's not technology. So we must really understand why we are giving them the phones. So it is, if you are giving them to learn coding, I'm fine with that. But you understand that most of these children, what are they doing with the phone? What are they doing on the screen? So when you talk of giving them, I particularly will say 18, because adulthood, you know that you built a child that can decide, that can think, that know what to do.
But right from the wrong.
I think I was, I teach preteens of my church, and there was a time I was talking about this, and I can tell you that more than 80%, I don't want to exaggerate, are on TikTok.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
TikTok,
That's why I had to join TikTok. I just joined TikTok this December. I was like, okay, so what do
like
you do there?
what you do
No,
there.
I don't even want to. I just want to. I was like, because I don't say it's fascinating for me. So like, so what are you guys doing? There are so many things. So it depends on what you like. And so okay, so your parents are aware that you're on TikTok. And I didn't get to know until I saw a friend of my daughter too on TikTok. She added me. I was like, okay. So this thing is for real.
This is another world.
This is another world entirely. So when you talk of, I think when the child is not up to 18, they don't have anything to do with it.
All right. I think now with what you have said, that it's like that's the ideal age. Now, realistically, we know that is not possible. You know, you said something the other time that some people give their children this gadget to as a bailout. Okay, you are distracting me. I've seen that a lot. That, okay, when the child is always pressing the parent, or mommy, always asking. I remember like some days ago, I seized my son's tab, because I really gave them the time frame to spend on the gadget, because that's one of the measures I put for them, that within these two hours, once you have exceeded these 2 hours, then just take it off. So when I collected that thing from him, he was not disturbing me. He was just calling me for no reason. He was just calling, mommy, this, mommy, that, and initially I was giving him all there, so I don't look as if I wasn't giving him attention. So I discovered I was trying to distract me so that he would keep pressing me, so that I would say, oh yeah, go and take your gadget. I said, I know that it's not about you trying to call me. You wanted me to give you the gadget. I said, I'm not giving you that gadget. No matter what you do today, I'm not going to give you. But you know, there are a lot of parents, they can't really withstand it. They say, okay, just go.
There's nothing like we can't withstand.
It is you.
They are not the one parenting us. They are the one parenting them.
So it's like the boy.
So it is not.
It has turned the other way, right?
They are the one controlling us in this generation. They are not the one.
But the realistic, we're talking about the reality now. What is happening? It is the children now that are controlling.
Yeah.
So I think we need to really talk about, okay, how can parents now, because if you are taking something away from them, we need to talk about, okay, what do we replace with it? We've talked about the ideal age, ideal time, and stuff like that, like, okay, 2 years. Okay, for a parent of a toddler, maybe that's still lesser than that age, what do you think the parents can actually replace with that time? Yeah, I think that's what we need to do, because if you are taking something away from there, you are saying, okay, let's take it. Or before we talk about that, I think we need to talk about the effect first.
Yes.
Yes. So if they understand the effect of what they're doing, I think they will understand the reason why they need to set that limit.
Yeah.
Yes. So, well, I think one of the effects is, okay, maybe you just have to add one or two things. My whole concern is, even for those children less than 2 years, I'm sure that the screen of the system, of the gadget and everything, it will affect their eyes.
Because even me as adults,
as adults,
the time I go from the I don't even know what I want to do.
Yeah.
And I put on, the WhatsApp, and the light actually went into my eyes, and I was like,
and you feel that kind of headache.
Now, for a child to stay
awake with the screen,
let me share my own experience with you. I don't use glasses before. Well, I worked in a company where I had to be on the screen. At my early years, like 6 hours on the screen. When I spent like 2-3 years, I had to visit an optician. And while I was coming today, I was still complaining. I forgot my glasses at home. I said, God, and I'm driving. How do I do it? That is to tell you, even as adults, these things still affect us. If we are constantly on the screen, there are so many effects of this thing, talk less of these children. So when you assign that, I think that actually raising children that even have low attention span. Have you, once they are watching their cartoon, have you seen how they react?
Yeah.
Did you just tell them, go and bring something, go and bring cup from the kitchen, and what did you say?
They are already distracted. Their
minds, and they lose focus. Then when you look at it, all of these screens does not allow them to think critically.
Exactly.
We are not building that critical thinking, and that is what they can use to solve problems. We are raising children that cannot solve problems. We are raising children that, because cartoon is just giving them everything, it's not interacting with their brain. So whatever activities they are doing that is not interacting with their brain, nothing. You understand? We are not helping them. I know that people will tell me that, okay, communication skills. If you see them speaking, they build their communication skills. But the truth is, there are books that can help them build their communication skills.
See, the truth you have said, because you see, when I was studying about the side effects and what it does to kids, I found out that sleeping disorder is there.
Yes,
now it holds them back academically. Now let me tell you how. When your child is supposed to do his or her assignment or is supposed to study, and he or she carries the phone gadgets, let's not even go about the television or the other thing, the phone gadgets, and he or she's swapping or looking at cartoons or whatever, and he or she's stuck there for hours.
And you know what they will even say? They will say they want to do research. They want to go to Google, and after Google, they go somewhere else.
Let me share experience with you. I think was it last? Okay, I gave them rules. We don't do more than 1 hour in a day during the school days, and there are so many rules that you must do. You must do your assignments. This. So I think on Tuesday, he came home with his assignment and he didn't do very well. So he was so disturbed. But I didn't bother that I won't help you with your assignment, so you need to sit up and do this one. So his dad now told me that, do you know why he didn't do well in the assignments? Because I told them that you must finish all your assignments. So you rushed the assignments. I'm just trying to tell you about the academic effects that I just mentioned. So he rushed. He said he asked him 21 plus 8. He wrote 30. Okay, so what's 21 plus 8? He told him. I was like, it's because of cartoons. So because I told them that you must do everything before you watch cartoons. So you just and he came home with 2 over 10. So it's true.
So attention disorder for them. So I think that's another critical thing that parents need to understand, the effect of this on them. Now, let's now talk about how to help.
Let me mention another effect. There are so many effects. Because we are not building children that have social skills now because of television. You see children that they cannot relate. They cannot communicate. They are just isolated. We are controlling their environment. While we are growing up, we play outside. Yes. You will see them, even when they go outside, all they do is be on this system.
That keeps their company more than
even talking to people. And don't forget that we really need these social skills. And that is, if you look at, even they said the social skills is the most important skills that they even need, even to build, you understand? And so we have children that we have controlled the environment. All they do is to be on the screen, to play, and they don't go out there to even know their neighbors. We have children that didn't even know the next door neighbors. And we need social skills. I remember, sorry that I'm giving an example, but this example came to me. When I just got employed and we were onboarding, there's a guy that came from Elisha. The guy said that there's a man, that they used to play ball together back then, big bros, that is in human resources. And he went on Outlook and searched for the guy's name. You won't believe that this man was pulled from amongst us to higher position because of that connection. They played ball together. Far back at Elisha, and he said, this guy used to work here. So immediately he got there, he went to the Outlook, searched for the name, sent him mail, and that was all. So even social skills, you can imagine there are so many people that are much more intelligent than the guy. But the social skills pull them out. So we have children that they cannot even relate with their environment. They don't have friends in the environment. They get to school, we control everything. From school to home, we lock them home, we operate like they are not going out there again, like we are going to be following them. So they don't know how to manage situations out there when we are not there. We just keep,
we are just rooming
over them.
babies,
But let them go out there. Let them get bullied and see how they react. And see, you tell them next time this is what you do. But we don't get to teach them all of those skills again because we believe the television will do the work for us. So there's so many. Yes.
And the truth is, what they eat from the screen, they are learning from it. So they give out what they have learned from the screen, not the attitude, the character. So those are their mentors.
Those are their mentors.
So imagine saying, okay, now the effect of all those things. Now, all this we're talking about this LGBT stuff. Now they are getting the attention of the children, the skill of the children through those cartoons because they've made those cartoons as their mentor. Or they say, oh, since Spider-Man as a portray as a gay, so why can't I be? You understand? So since that parents, that social skill, the relationship between parents to children, children to parents, even among siblings, is no more there. Then there's no way they can see you. Okay, I want to behave. I want to make my daddy or my mom as my mentor. You understand? So, and I think where the whole thing starts from should be from the parents again. Parents, how long do you spend on gadgets yourself?
Exactly.
That's the question we should ask because fine, we know that okay, the side effect is the good part of it is even much fine. It has some values it's adding to them, it has some things, no doubt about that. But the reality is it's causing much more harm than good. Right. You understand? So let's talk about the way out now. So parents, I'm starting from parents because I always believe that parents, with whatsoever you lay down for your children, that they are going to follow. How long do we ourselves spend on the gadgets? That's now I saw one picture, animated picture whereby the dad was on his tab, the mom on his tab, the children, even the dog too was watching screen, and I was like, they don't pray together again. Like before, that everybody would sit down, study the word of God together, pray together, relate. What happened in school? There's no time for that. We're just too busy. And social media as a gadget has really taken our time. Yeah. So I think it starts from the parent. Parent, how long do you spend with your child? As a father, as a mother, the two of you together, how long do you spend with them? And that's where intentional parenting starts from. It might not be easy. It might be saying, oh, the world, we are work, I'm a 5 to 7, I'll be 8 to 7, or 8 to 5. I don't have the time. So intentional parenting, creating that time for your child.
We need to model ourselves first.
Exactly.
I remember I read a lot, and when my son was 2, one of my sons was 2 years old. He went and took book and sat. He took a book and he sat beside me and was reading. Honestly, I screamed. I screamed. You saw me reading, and that's the perfect example for me. That's the perfect example for me. Sincerely, that thing actually changed me. So this guy picked until today, till yesterday. So I have so many storybooks, and he will pick it up. I pick it up and tell him, come and read it for me. He cannot read yet. It's just 4. So I will now keep the way I will be teaching as I'll be reading the stories and putting the bears and he's like, and so I think, like you said, that we need to parent ourselves before we even parent the children. We need to model what we really want for the children. We need to model. I remember, I think I read somewhere that the woman said she was on the phone, and her daughter walked up to her and said, Mommy, you love your phone more than me.
My son has said it, but I didn't say it to you or his dad.
You love your phone. He said that they just dropped it. She just dropped the phone. No, I love you.
I love you.
It's not like that. And so we need to be conscious as parents. Exactly. Sincerely, we need to be conscious because of all of this social media. I think we need to set time. How many hours do we spend on this? Because we discover that we don't even talk even to your partners. You can be on the bed and all of you on social media.
I'm guilty of that, so I won't say you're the
just don't want to accept our faults. They're actually guilty of all these things. So that's the reason why we cannot even have the time.
But the truth is, we need to regulate it from our side. We need to set time.
That's it.
How many hours do I want to spend on social media?
Yes.
How many? So once I get to social media, what I do is I just want to do everything I want to do at once. I will just check, and I get off. I consciously throw my phone
And
You
I think
understand?
there's a way you can set
There's a
limits on
time.
the phone.
This thing
even
should
on
not
the phone.
control us. We should control it.
Exactly.
We should not always be on social media. No. It should. That is why we see so many people are not even reading. So many people are. There are so many things that we can do. So many people are not praying. Let me say it as a Christian because we're on social media. So when I see it, I just that what time do we actually have to personally relate to relate with even with these children? They need interactions. You understand? Do we consciously create these interactions with the children?
But at the same time, I would like us to balance things together.
Okay.
You know, in this age now, no doubt technology has taken over everything.
Yeah.
Everything is on phone. Like me now, my business, my work, everything I do, the ministry I have, whatever, it's on phone. You say if I'm not on phone, there's no way I will sell I will sell my own market. You know, that's number one thing. Then number two, you know, there are a lot of things we get. Like we have so many ways to get some things on the net now, information on the net now, even books, we get them on the net, e-books on the net.
But that is dependent on what you are doing. If you are reading on the phone, it's different. Okay. Do you know that? Okay. If you are reading on the phone, it's different. So
getting
if you are if you are doing training on the phone, it's different.
Along the side, you are doing that. There are times I get distracted a lot, and that's why we need to consciously do it. I saw something on the internet like, okay, somebody wants to do something on the social media, and you just see a post just scroll down and you just check the person's page. So you want to see. And you just get notification.
Even if you are reading Bible on the phone, you just get that notification. You really want to reply.
Don't let all those things distract us. You understand? Yes. So I think all these things just have to put measure on it. But my whole concern is the effect of all these things on the children, how to control them, to set the boundary. Like, you know, that those children lower than 2, I think for parents, I don't know, this is just my own opinion, I think we should create more time for those children, as in like that personal relationship with the children. You know, okay, if a child is disturbing or is doing something, is phone the only answer to that child's need?
See,
how can let me hear you have something. I know you have, you know, because your last baby, how old is your last baby?
4 years.
4 years. Your own last baby should be less than 10. So what can we do? What can parents? I wish we had I think your own child is still younger. So how can you just help that child?
I think first of all, we've talked about the pitfalls that affects children, and aside from we parents helping ourselves, we need to also let the child understand some things. We also need to learn to balance it. When you're trying to tell your child, don't do this, don't do that, like she said, what are the things you have put in place to help? Now, during our days, I remember we had word cards, we had Ludo games,
some games.
We had this one they do, like look how they call it, chess.
Chess.
Thank you. Then we had chess. Now,
and all these 10,
yes,
all those things.
We have. When your child wants to go outside, you say, "Come on, get inside. What are you going to do? Come on, sit down." The child don't have carried.
Go back to phone
now. We need to create balance. We need to allow them also. You know, tell them some certain things. Make them understand that phone is not only the thing. Cartoon is not only the thing that will make you. You can also be free. Now, create that thing for them to want to enjoy. Now, set your limits. Okay, fine. Today, Monday, Wednesdays, and Friday, it's going to be time taking, but we need to put it in there. From Monday to Friday, separate time for them and make sure you stand by it. Now, the truth about it is when it comes, you say, okay, on Monday, when you're back from school, you are done with your assignment. I give you 1 hour, watch your cartoon. Once you're done with your cartoon, rest. Take at least rest your head. Now, how many of us take our time? I'm guilty. Don't think I am too. No. So how do we do this for them? Now, when on Tuesday he comes, you want to take phone, he say no. You and your brother pick up your what card. If you are home as their mother and you're not doing anything, let's play what? We don't have relationship with our children anymore. Because phone has taken over. Can we create that time also for them? We feel too big that how can I be playing card with my children? This ones. Let them play. You beat them, they beat you. You laugh over it, even if it's 30 minutes. Do you know you have taken their attention away from gadgets? Now, what other things that you can do? Home chores. delegate it among them. They are growing. Whether they are small, wash place, even if it's two, wash it and put it in the rack. Create that time. Between this time and this time, do this. And once it's 8 p.m., you yourself as their mother or their dad, I need to go and rest my head. When they see you enter your room and you are sleeping, they come and say, Daddy, good night, you have slept. Let me tell you something. Gradually, they will fall in place, whether you want to accept it or not. As they are going into their room, can I have your phone? I'm not the type that encourage TV in the children's room. My kids don't have. Once you are done visiting, go and sleep. Because when you do that, once they tiptoe to your room, children are very smart. When they tiptoe to your room and they hear Daddy till mommy has gone. Second, they will reduce the volume.
Yes.
They mind not hearing what they are saying. All they are saying is them. And before you know it, they are awake till 4 a.m. and they are going to school at 7. At 4 a.m. they will sleep. When you now come to wake them up, mommy, my back is paining me. Now, we must monitor them to the point whereby, for me, I don't encourage. There are some gadgets you don't give to your kids when they are going to sleep.
Yes.
Collect it from them.
But if you put a TV in their room and you know for your own good purpose, you know why you put it there. If at all you can take away a socket that you know they cannot plug, take it out, so that you know that truly they are sleeping. Because when you cannot monitor them, you must, once you balance that part, then you are good to go. Now, create some other games that they can play if there are no gadgets. Because if you don't give them that game, you must provide something for them to do, or else they will still fall back to your gadgets.
That reminds me of something my son did. Like, was it yesterday? He just came back. Yesterday, just came back from school, so I entered the room. I saw him holding a book. I don't put behind him, and I don't saw his tab behind him. And why are you deceiving? You are deceiving yourself. Okay, my teacher said I should read chapter 1 to 4. You are reading chapter 1 to 4, then chapter 5 in your tab. I said, no, you can't deceive me. Yes. You understand? So these children, they prove to be smarter.
I believe that change is internal.
Yeah.
Whatever change that we want, it must be from within to outside. So they are children, but they can still learn.
They can learn. They are still,
so if you want to do
teachable.
it, let's sit them down and tell them. There's a language that I normally use. I don't want you to watch. I don't want you to have a phone now. I don't want you to have this tablet now. So that when it is time for you to have them, you can afford them. I don't want to give it to you now, so that when it is time for you to have them, then you can afford them. If I give it to you now, it can disturb you from having it later. Let's sit them down. Let's tell them.
Talk to them.
We need critical thinking to solve what problem. There's a one that my son is to use, out of the box. Yes, you have to think out of the box. You know, that's the language. You need to think out of the box. Think out of the box. So we need to raise children that can think out of the box, that can solve our problems. So we need to sit them and tell them, say, I love you. This is what I do. I love you. It's not that I don't want to give it to you. Well, I want you to be able to solve problems. We are here on a purpose. We are here to do something. I want you to be able to be useful for yourself.
Exactly.
So, and it is far more beyond, far more beyond the books, far more beyond what's it called now, intelligence. And I said, so I think this morning because I'm trying to do something this year, I'm trying to reduce sugar. I'm trying to, as much as I can, I want to reduce it.
I'm trying.
So this morning, I made pap and moi moi. And they don't like that pap. As in, it's just, I said, that is what, I even gave them sugar, but I don't want them to take all of this thing again. I want to try and reduce it to the minimum. So that is my goal one of my goals for this year. And my son said, why do we need to obey our parents?
Can you imagine?
He took the why do we need to obey?
Can you imagine?
So I need to take him through another round of the Bible says that if you want your days, if you want to live long, aside that, I know more than you. I've gone through childhood. I don't want you to suffer what I'm suffering. I want you to learn from my experience. So let's communicate. See, they are children, but they learn.
They can learn.
Let's allow the change to come from within. So when the change come from within, even when we are not there, I tell you, they will do what they are supposed to do. My daughter got in secondary school this year. She's in a boarding house, and she told me, I said, Mom, the librarian is my friend.
Wow.
Yes. Sincerely, I feel so proud of myself. during the long break, I go to the library, I pick books. That shows that the change is internal.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, what did I do wrong? And this one that is, the boy is just giving me, and
they can't be the same.
Yes, they can't be the same. Say, change should be eternal. So when we try to implement the change from it, we need to be deliberate to talk to them. I want this for you. You understand? If you stay too much on the screen, it will affect the way you think. It will affect. Okay, so they know. And that's what I do with the sugar thing. And now we are doing this. We are getting there. I said, I want you to live long. Too much sugar is not good for the body. This. Okay. So okay. You understand? So let's start from there. Let's tell them. It's not once. We need to be consistent. When we get to the point that we should say it in love. Let's see them then like we are talking, like we are joking, and just share with them.
And at the same time, we shouldn't neglect the place of prayer.
Yes, that's true. That's
very important. As we talk to them with the word of God and prayer, it's very, very important, because that stage is a very delicate stage. Once they cross that stage, like maybe 18 and above, then you've laid that foundation, that solid foundation for them. Then another thing I would like us to,
even with prayer, sorry for interrupting, with praying, still use scriptures, examples of the scriptures, examples of people in the Bible, and use it to teach them the output, so that they can learn lessons from the Bible. It's not just praying, you understand? And when we are even praying for them, we should pray with them. Do you understand? They should know that we are praying with them. Do you understand? It's not just that we are praying separately. No, let them know that we are praying for them. And at the same time, we should use scriptures to teach them. It's not just, you understand? Let's just help in the Bible. This. Okay, what did you learn? So we should be deliberate about that as well.
I think, as somebody was telling me something, that one of the ways he uses to measure what the children do on the internet is, he tries to be at to monitor the sites they go to. Do you understand? Try to monitor.
How old is the child?
Like teenager, preteen, and stuff that are.
See, these children, let me tell you the truth. I know that we don't want to hear the truth, but the truth is they don't need gadgets. Give them your laptop. Give them laptop. What I do is I give them laptop. That laptop, and download apps for them that they can use to learn. What are they learning? What are they doing on social media? Please, what are they? They don't. That is why Facebook is 18. I don't understand. We are bending rules for them.
Now, sorry, excuse me. When I said 10, I don't mean I can give my 10-year-old child a touchlight phone. Why? Because
I want to communicate.
I want to know when you're back from school. Are you okay? Are you eating? Now, I think I did that for my daughter because she was older. So we gave her. It was after she finished her secondary school. Somebody had bought
You can give the phone. Yes.
Android phone.
She's matured enough.
And she could at least read in between them. So, and there are some sites she can't even enter. She's restricted. It was recently she got the TikTok, I think.
Okay.
She can even get to TikTok at that age. It's reasonable. Don't tell teenagers on TikTok.
And I tell her something. I said, see, what you need, just two things to that make you destroy.
Thank you.
So take the content of which will make you and trash the ones that you know will destroy you. Because let me tell you something. These are the kids of this generation. Whether you want to accept it or not, they know what is
They
wrong.
know their way how.
What is
They are smarter than
They're
us.
smart.
Yes.
Now, if you keep telling them, and you yourself, you live by it, you don't cut corners. I'm telling you the truth, it will take, except maybe you got the job from me. Let me just not mention it like it's not when the child will not be there. But like I said, all children cannot be the same. So you will have, God gave you 4 children or 5 children, they might not all be the same. So you will need to create time for each one's weaknesses. They will come, they will exhibit it, but you just need to know how to manage them. Then, like I was trying to say something before, when you want to set boundaries for these kids. How many of us would take our kids to our siblings or invite our siblings with their kids to the family? Or let's go out
to interact
beach, or just interact with these children without the gadgets. Leave it at home. Don't throw.
Or we want to take pictures.
No, I said pictures. Yes.
Selfies,
So you
live.
as the parents can have
The phones.
the phone
Okay,
to
that's
keep
true.
the picture.
Okay, that's
Do
true.
you get? But these are how you can set boundaries.
Yeah.
Go out once in a while without those gadgets. Leave it at home, because there are times. Let me tell you, we are into competitions with ourselves, even siblings. I want to know the one that has the best gadgets.
I'm not in for
And
that
when
one.
you bring your children out, you have PS.
And that's why they put unnecessary pressure on
Thank you.
themselves.
I
as
have
in-
PS20. I want to showcase it. So when you want to set boundaries, you also need to make them understand that there are times that you will drop this and go out without it. You guys interact on a normal time. Play. When you are going, you can go with your Ludo. You play, do something else aside from cartoon. These days, cartoon self are now going gaga.
It has taken
We have
over.
sexual
It has
cartoons.
taken over the children.
We have
That's the
cartoons
screen
that
everywhere.
are from-
Honestly,
I'm sorry. They are from the demonic world. Let me use that word. And your child will watch it. And I posted a book on our
yeah,
our
I saw it.
platform
I saw it.
that has to do with telling you what is happening to your body as a child, and they are letting you understand that you are comfortable having a feeling for the same sex. Do you get? A male is good to have a feeling with a male, a lady is good to have a feeling, and you tell me that I shouldn't look at what my child is reading.
See, I think, our problem started when we believe that we are not good enough as a nation.
Thank you.
We are losing our identity.
We are.
And we believe that anything from the West is good.
Yes.
So we need to be conscious to even bring our children back to who we are.
Who we are.
That this is who we are. We are not, his identity is not who we want to be. This is just who we are. We can improve on who we are, but that doesn't mean that we should lose
it completely.
No.
Self-identity.
That's it.
So this westernization is real, is a big deal for us now. And so for us as parents, I think we need to back to the basics. We need to, it's not everything that our parents did that were wrong.
Oh, sure. Oh,
We need to learn from them so that we know there are some that are wrong, but we need to try to sieve them. That is why we are more educated, we are more enlightened, so that we can sieve and take the ones that are okay.
yeah.
The play that you're talking about, so many children don't play. I remember when we were living in the former place they were living, and my neighbor said, "Why do you allow your children to play outside?" I said, "Play is part of learning.
growing up
It's part
and
of
learning."
growing." And thank God, I just relocated to a place that we have so many space and they can run around. So they've honed their bicycle skills now. I allow them go out. They drive bicycle around my area. Yes, I allow them. I allow them play football. Yes, I do. Go out there. I take them there. Yes, as long as they have done everything. These are the things that we do while we were growing up. We did not die.
Exactly.
So all we are trying to do is we are trying to create an artificial environment that is not
Not
sustainable.
No. What
We
you're even
cooked
trying
in
to
the
do,
sand.
That is not sustainable. This is not sustainable.
Do you know what the deceiving part of this? We try to paint them as luxury for them.
Yes,
So it's not
yes.
all luxury that is even
And
right.
we now
you
have
know?
people that are getting depressed by the day
Because
they
they don't
cannot
have-
handle
they don't have
stress.
access
They
to
don't
it.
even have resilience. They
Yeah.
don't, because all of these things, grit, everything, they are built out there.
Something happened sometimes ago that there was no light and the generator couldn't come up. And I had my children and their cousins around, and I was like, no light, no generator. What will happen? I don't want to give them advice. So yeah, everybody, come outside, sit down, and let's
Thank you.
And, we started talking,
Tell
telling
stories.
You understand? And I snapped the picture and I posted it on
That's
social. I
it.
said, see, technology is not every time watch
Yes,
cartoon.
let's
Every time
go
watch
back.
TV.
Let's go
You
back to
understand?
the-
So,
let's
you
go back to
understand?
the
So
roots.
don't say because there's light, there's AC, you can.
Can I say something?
Don't deprive them of
Part
something so
of
that they
this
can
world,
understand something.
We have become, we took our whatever from let me, you know what I'm saying?
Of course.
We have now multiplied our own
Yes.
and our ego and our pride as well. So when you are in a compound, I don't want don't mingle with this
My
person.
children.
Don't mix. See, as
Do you know who will be of help?
of help to it.
Uh-huh.
Now, a lot of us are doing that, and that's the problem why we are losing our identity. Because we hardly speak our languages to our children. All we are speaking is English. My child speaks Spain's English.
Spain's English.
And ask that child in your language, we are guilty. I don't, all of us, we have it. But we need to come back to make us understand that, see, the truth about it, until we pick up from that, like you said, identifying yourself, who
Your
you
roots,
are,
where you come from.
where you come from, what are the things you do that keeps you going, aside from gadgets. We have some traditional play
That
we
they can
play,
do.
that they can do.
Let them mingle.
inculcate it
They will not die.
into the family. They will
They
not die.
will not die. Sincerely, they
I
will not
was,
die.
as a growing child, I played 10-10. I did son.
They will not die.
One leg up, you will jump. I cooked in the mud.
And those things even
You know,
help
we build
us
houses in the
mentally. It
mud.
helps us. All
And
these
I allow them play
little-
with sand.
little
That is
things
what
like
Montessori
this,
is all about. See, all of this
Exactly.
Montessori they are shouting in schools, and they will not even
Montessori
allow
doesn't
them
do
play.
that.
It's not Montessori.
Yeah.
Montessori playing with nature.
That's it.
Let them play with sand. That is what real Montessori is. So allow them play out. They won't die.
And you
In
see
fact,
how-
and it will train them to, they can do anything. You don't have to.
And it increases
handle
their tolerance level, their resilience level. You see all these children that they can't really tolerate something. They say, "Oh, I'm done, I can't do this, I can't." You know,
And that is why
they can't
people are
tolerate.
having, you see the Gen Z now at the places, so many people are complaining that once you do anything, they will leave your job
They
for
leave
you.
your job.
Have
They
you
leave
noticed that?
relationships.
They
Even
leave
in
your job for you.
relationship, they
I don't have
they don't have the capacity.
So what kind of...
Another thing I think that we can do is we can try to locate their interest. What do they love to
Yes,
do?
Sense of interest.
Yes, I have
Yes.
a daughter that loves making hair.
Yeah.
I bought this
Their
thing that
personal
has
skill.
Yes,
this thing,
dog.
and I gave it to her.
That's-
She will use it. She will use
Exactly.
it. We can use it to engage them.
Exactly.
I have somebody that loves baking. We need to go extra mile.
Yeah.
Give it to them. Let them
Allow
do it. Let
them
them make
and
mistakes.
support them as you
Some love,
engage them.
creativity.
Yeah, like
It will keep
yeah,
them away
keep
from-
like during the holiday, during the
Yeah.
long holiday, my husband had to register my 2 kids at art school, and they do go there every day. He makes sure that he takes them there. So
Exactly.
that one kept them away from gadget for the long period, long
That's it.
holiday.
Cardboard.